Joe, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Your debut, of course, was in Ang Lee's Billy Lynn's Long Half-Time Walk. In fact, I saw the special screening in London. You were on the Q&A panel.
Oh, yeah.
So it all started there. So do you feel you owe your success to that? And what did you learn from Ang Lee? Heck of a start for you.
Yeah, it was amazing. I do. I feel I owe kind of everything to that in a way. The experience of doing it and the opportunities that it brought about, and the jobs that have come since, wouldn't have happened without him opening that door. It was amazing, to him and other people since to be working with people that you've grown up watching and admired for so long, and at such an early stage in my career. I just feel very, very fortunate.
Was there anything specific that you took away from that experience of working with him?
Oh, I think there were so many things. Even if it wasn't kind of articulated in him, giving words of wisdom, it was just the experience of being on set for the first time, the experience of working with someone like him, and the detail that he puts into things, and how much he pushes you. I think I took away a lot. Yeah.
Since then, of course, you've been in The Favourite and Mary Queen of Scots, and in Harriet you play Gideon, who's the slave owner. And there's a distinct impression in there that there's a sort of backstory between him and Harriet. What do you think that might have been? Because the suggestion is very strong that it's actually quite dark.
Yeah, I think the whole thing has obviously dark undertones, but I think between the two of them, I think Gideon is very kind of tangled inside and deeply confused about what he really feels for Harriet. They would have grown up being friends, and at a certain age she would have been told that that's not how things are anymore, and that's not acceptable, and you're told to hate, or told that there is a distinct difference. And I think that must have been incredibly confusing, and must have left him with a huge amount of confusion and bemusement, and not understanding what that feeling left inside of him is, and whether it's love or whatever you want to call it. In terms of their relationship, I don't think there was even a language at the time to understand that or to process that. And it was interesting in terms of thinking about how to approach a character like that. He's a hard role to connect to, because what he does and what he stands for and the ideas of slavery is obviously repulsive and abhorrent and impossible to connect to. So you have to kind of dig around and find those more human elements to latch onto, and whether it's that deep sense of weird confusion that's buried somewhere in him, or whether it's the loyalty and obligation to a family that's falling apart. It's those things that, for me, you kind of have to try and hold on to.
And how much did you know about Harriet Tubman's story before you took the role on?
I didn't really know anything about her story. I knew her name, and I kind of knew the famous image of her, but I wasn't taught about her growing up in school. She wasn't part of the curriculum. And other people that I've spoken to here equally seem to have had a similar experience. Obviously in America she's a huge part of their school syllabus, and people are taught about her from day one, as you'd expect. And I was amazed that there hadn't been a film made about her before. So to be a part of telling that story and hopefully inviting people in to learn about her who hadn't necessarily done so before, or even if you had, it was exciting.
And looking forward, one film that's actually created a lot of interest in this country just recently is The Souvenir from Joanna Hogg, which of course is a film in 2 parts, and I believe you're in the second part.
I am. I mean, I only popped in for a couple of days on that, actually, so I haven't got too much to say, but I'm a big fan of Joanna's work and knew Joanna, and we'd kind of spoken about wanting to work together, and this was already kind of up and running, but she managed to write in a little part for me to go do a couple of days on, so I do pop up in it, I think, and it was great. I mean, she improvises everything. There's no script to work from, so it was a really interesting way to work.
So something totally different again.
Yeah, it was a new experience.
Really looking forward to seeing that. Joe, thank you very much indeed.